All right, we got a fantastic show for you tonight. We are not live, we are recording, but we're getting into it. It's recording night here at the West Coast Sports Junkies studio, and we got lots to get into. Canucks are finally out of the playoffs.
Here we go.
Ty can get into his draft simulator all week because actually I think he did it one time this week and we came in first, which was exciting. But we're out of the playoffs. Hashtag thank you, Jim. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into a little bit of the Seahawks update, some PGA. Apparently there was a lot going on this week. We shall see from Ty. We got the UFC update coming up with Mr. Mike, and then the Dirty talk. But before we get into it, as we always do, today we have a special beer, and I'm going to actually let the beer purchaser, for once in his life, throw in the shout out to the beer. So what do we got, Dan? What are we drinking first?
Well, good evening, guys. Yeah, you know what? I've been off this whole week. It's definitely great to recharge, enjoy this weather, and anticipation of bringing on some new beers for the show. I did a little bit of research over the weekend, played a little bit of a golf, played my normal, crap rounds, but I did taste a lot of beer. And on our way home, we stopped in New West. We found this place. It's called Another Beer Co. It's right off of Stewartston in Saperton area, just behind the new development behind the Royal Columbian. A small little, place in the industrial area. Definitely, look them up. They've been around for a couple of years, but again, new to me as I'm just learning about these beers. Local beers, but we have three different ones. They're all IPAs. The first one is called Young, Wild, and Hazy. And the Young, Wild, and Hazy, I think, is going to be one of my favorite. We're going to start off with that. Has a little bit of mango, citrus, pineapple.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's known as a summer beer. So, Govik, I noticed your new green West Coast Sports Junkies tank top you're wearing. So it's fitting for our
you've been working out
summer beer.
Yeah, I have been. Actually, you know what? All I need is the Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses, and I'm set, man.
So like a strong beer, 7% alcohol.
Dan, I have to just correct a few things there for you.
Oh, yeah.
Number one is I did the research for this.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows that I wouldn't be able to do this on my own, and that you normally do everything.
Secondly, it's just off of Brunette in the Saperton area. We don't want to get our listeners lost here, okay?
Well, hopefully they all have GPS.
Thirdly, we have two IPAs and one cream ale, actually.
Oh, well, you know what? It says cream ale on the can, so
yeah.
But regardless, we have some good beers to try. So let's try the first one out here on the list.
So let's crack this first one and see how it goes.
All right. Young, Wild, and Hazy. Here we go.
Mm.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Dan, you will enjoy this one.
Ooh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Pouring this into my West Coast Sports Junkies beer mug.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually really good.
Ooh. I gotta get the shades on here after that one. Woo! That was pretty good. Gotta say. Well, you know what else happened this weekend? Mother's Day, golfing for Ty and Dan all week and weekend. Canucks got finally eliminated and are no longer in the playoff picture. Not that they ever were, but they're out. It's time. It's good. Let's tank fest here. Let us lose. Just keep losing. I don't want to see them win. I mean, even the night that they got eliminated, they beat who'd they beat, Ty? The Jets.
Winnipeg. Yeah, that's so Canucks.
Yeah, so Canucks, exactly. Great game, blah, blah, blah. And, by the way, you're eliminated from the playoffs. Thanks for coming. So, and then yesterday they lose 5-0. It was, I mean, it's just they're done, right? Like what's the point of even going that far? So they're done. Hashtag thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Great chaos you put us in. Nice, beautiful nucleus with nothing but fucking shit around it. So awesome.
Yeah, it's a weird time for the Canucks though, because you bring like Travis Green doesn't have a contract. We don't know what's happening with him. Like, is he coaching to save his job, or is he coaching because there's now other opportunities in the NHL? Like, don't extend me then. Like, such a weird situation.
It is a weird situation. I think it's a huge mistake not to hire or not to extend Green or the goalie coach or any of the coaching staff for that matter. Like, really.
I think most of us are excited for a big change and can't wait to say goodbye to Travis Green.
Who's better than
production?
Who's better than Green? Give me a coach that's available.
I'll give you one that's available right now.
Oh no, here we go. I know who it is. Okay, what a second time around for this guy?
Come on, Torts.
Torts.
That's who we need.
I was just gonna say.
Oh my God.
Maybe he could fight some fans this time instead. Maybe us.
Yeah,
maybe he could come fight us.
The guy's entertaining. Come on, you got to give him that.
On his way to Point Roberts over here, he could come and fight me if he wants. Yeah.
My money's on him.
Oh, come on, man. Look at this. Man.
Can I break down that fight?
Okay, there's the problem with this though is like Green doesn't have a lot of leverage if he wants a big raise. So he's making 1 million this year. Mm-hmm. And the Hurricanes just extended Rod Brindamore and they paid him 1.8 million for his extension. And they're one of the best teams record-wise in the NHL, believe it or not. So when Green's going in there trying to negotiate, or his people are, I mean, you look at Carolina, then us, obviously different teams, different players, but.
So Ty, why do you think that Green, okay, so what do you think he should get as a raise? He's making $1 million right now. What do you mean? Like $1.5 million? Would that be sufficient? Would that suffice?
I have no idea.
Who's saying give him a raise? Why give him a raise?
He deserves a raise, man.
Why does he deserve a raise?
Because he made chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
That's why.
Nothing. He has
coaching with this shit that Benning's put around him.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's got a good young nucleus. He's got a couple star players.
Hey,
but everything
you
else
guys have said
it
it all year long. And I don't want to sound like a broken record on this podcast, but
well, we all are.
You see moments of greatness to this team. Yeah, they can do it. Yeah. That's the GM bringing it out every night. That's the coach. He's got to go. He does not deserve a raise.
We haven't seen any greatness. We've had a good few games here and there, and it's usually our goaltender.
Them coming out and playing
unreal.
Toronto was amazing. That was
our goalies stood on their head.
Yeah, we need that out every
greatness.
single game.
The greatness in the playoffs last year was Demko. Okay, that was the greatness. Okay,
you need great goaltending to make it run the playoffs for sure.
Right.
Yeah, because they make up for a lot of the mistakes from the rest of the team. Like he has built a team of multi-million-dollar fourth liners. Like how many of those kind of players do we need?
Here, hold on. The bottom six. Here's a stat I heard today. Today I heard this. The bottom six of the Canucks make more than Connor McDavid. And Connor McDavid, how many points does he have? And how many points do the bottom six of the Canucks have?
Yeah.
What does Connor McDavid?
He probably has more than all four or all six.
That's exactly my point, Dirty Dan.
Yeah,
it's fucked. It's so fucked.
But how many Connor McDavids are on every team?
I'm just making a point, Dan. I'm just making a point.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when you're comparing that
there's no bottom six in the league that makes as much as Connor McDavid. This is the only one. The only one in the league, man. The only one in the league.
What are you referring to? Like who?
Like Beagle, Roussel.
Yeah.
Like you're adding all their salaries together to get to Connor McDavid's?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
No, but even
there's six players. They don't even have. They're not even close. They don't even have 10% of the points that he has.
If there wasn't caps, Connor McDavid would be making the most money in the league by far.
You're missing.
He wouldn't be playing in Edmonton either.
You're missing the point, Mr. Mike. Okay. You're missing the point.
He surrounded us with the same type of player and overspent on third and fourth liners when we need the depth and scoring elsewhere. Case in point, Tyler Toffoli. But we're beating a dead horse here.
Yeah, it's Tyler Toffoli, and you keep what's the fuck his name? Abbotsford boy there. Yeah,
Virtanen.
Yeah.
But you know what? The misery's over for another year.
It is over. You know what? Let's tank. Let's tank properly. Let's lose to Calgary for these last whatever games, 4, and then the one to Edmonton. Let's lose to them too. Like, can we do this fucking properly for 1 year? Just lose.
I don't think
This
it's
is
going to happen.
lose.
I think
they're
they're
going
going
to
to
go on
couple
a
of games.
fuck. They're going to go on a
They
winning
win
streak.
every game.
One thing I am
And-
excited to see is the youngsters coming into play. They're bringing up some guys, and we're going to see them try out and stuff.
Okay, so yesterday was the perfect time to put Gadjevich in. Did he put him in? No, he didn't. He fucking healthy scratched him. He healthy scratched Oli Levy. Like, he's like, I don't understand that. See, you know what? There's the one time that I agree with you, Mike. I don't know.
I was going to say, is that Benning, man?
That's Green.
But you know what?
I'll
A lot
agree
of
with
this,
you
I
on
think,
that.
comes back to his contract status. It's a weird time because you don't know if he's making these moves based on what. Like, is he trying to win games still by not playing the young guys?
You have to
Is
try to
he-
win games. They
Of
can't
course.
not try to win the games.
Of course, but Travis Green is in a weird position and a weird spot with his contract status.
But if I was Travis Green, I'd be going to Benning, his boss.
I'm sure they have
And
been.
saying,
That's the stuff we don't
Why
know.
why don't we try out these, like, take this opportunity? We're out of the playoffs, still play hard, play to win. Let's give these young guys a chance to show
Yeah.
us what they got in the NHL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Win
no,
or
fair.
lose. If they win,
So-
sure. But
Yeah.
at least
So-
it's exciting for us
so
too to
Chris-
see, right?
Yeah.
You know how you've talked about all the rough stretches in Canuck history. We are currently on the worst stretch in Canucks history right now, under the reign of Jim Benning.
Yeah, I know. And you know that he's
Ever.
the second longest GM tenure in Vancouver. You know who the first is?
Brian
that?
Burke. Brian Burke.
Pat Quinn.
Pat Quinn.
Yeah. Benning is the second. That means he's above Brian Burke. He's above Gillis. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh,
I like Benning better than both those guys.
yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, yeah, you do. I think he's a good kid, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay, so you fire. I remember you want to fire Benning and you want to bring in Roberto Luongo to run the team, right? Be the GM.
Strong bone one, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you want Waugh to be the coach of the team,
No,
or do you want the other way around?
I want Green to be the coach of the team, and I want
you
Luongo
wanted-
to come in, and I want Burry to come in and be the stick boy.
And you wanted Burrows to do something too, right?
I want Burrows to be assistant coach. Yes.
I don't mind any of those things.
And I want Kessler to be PR, and I want Bieksa to be the announcer.
Kessler PR. Whoa. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why? Because he likes those nude photos he posts of himself.
And Trevor Linden will be the health and strength coach.
No, he's gonna be he'll be the
Yeah.
worker. Yeah.
Club
actually, you're
16,
right,
baby.
Club
Yeah,
16. Yeah.
Okay, before we put this Benning crap to an end here, I just need to read you guys this that was tweeted out. So this is our 5th miss of the playoffs under the reign of Jim Benning. He's now officially past the original expansion team of the Canucks, the Mike Keenan era,
Ooh.
Vancouver's bad 80s teams, Gillis, Nonis, and Burke combined. I think-
Who wrote that?
It's facts. It's from Sportsnet.
Oh, it's Sportsnet. You said it was a tweet. So it was a Sportsnet tweet.
Sportsnet analysts.
Oh, okay.
Sportsnet analysts. Okay,
You don't
know what?
believe that?
No, I was gonna tell him to shut the fuck up, but
No.
if it was like someone's name,
Well, it's true. So that's all I gotta say. So you know what? I don't even want to talk about Benning. My head hurts. Why don't we talk about? Okay. You know, excuse me. Whoa. So silver lining.
Don't blame the beer, Govik. Okay,
No, it's the
not
beer, man.
It's
It's
not
the
the beer. No.
this is
pine-
actually a really good beer. I'm not gonna lie to you
the
guys.
pineapple.
Yeah, that is,
Yeah.
right?
I bet you it'll creep up on you being 7%
Mhm.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Have a few of
that's-
these,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You'll be wobbling.
So back to what I was gonna say. Yes, they had a bad season. Okay, it was a shitty season. COVID. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But something that I very much enjoyed, watching this season, were 3 things: Hoglander, Holtby, and Demko. What do you guys think of that, Mike? What do you think of Hoglander?
Absolutely agree with you with Hoglander, man. He was amazing to watch. He had some great games. He scored some big goals. He got a lot of assists. You can see that he works hard in every shift. He reminds me of kind of like a Burrows, man. He's
Yeah.
out there and he's trying, to prove himself. And I
A
love
Burrows,
that.
a Burrows, but way more of a top end than Burrows had.
More talent.
Yes.
A lot more
yeah.
skill there. Yeah.
A lot more skill.
More talented for sure. And him being young, like, I'm really excited for this guy's future. Demko and Holtby, I would, like you said, I think you put Hoglander first. I was most excited to see him for sure this year. That was he'd be my number one.
Yeah, absolutely. Green really did a good job with preparing him every game to have that real big impact.
I think you're talking yourself into keeping Green, huh?
But Holtby, he had a shitty start to the season. He finished kind of strong. He played really well yesterday in that 5-0 loss. But Demko, I mean, talk about the horseshoes up Benning's ass. Like if Demko didn't pan out this year, like that Markstrom deal would be completely different, but he did. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm glad that he did. He cut his teeth down in the AHL. They did it the right way with Demko. He's got a good goalie coach, which I hope he keeps along with the other coaches, but we'll see. But great season again. He had he had a couple bubble Demko performances this year too, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I would say you're right. He had a couple of bubble, Demko experience, streaks or whatever. But that's the thing with him, is he's a little bit streaky. The only goalie we've ever had that I can say that I was completely confident with when it, plays in our end, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. No, we got Luongo between the pipes, man. And that guy would make some great saves all the time. Even with Markstrom, even with Demko, I don't have that same confidence in the goaltending of the Canucks. But I see that it can be there. I mean, I hope it is there one day. It's not there yet.
No, it's
no, man. I think Demko is there.
Demko's there, but Luongo, like his first 15 or 20 games, I don't think he got when he got here. I don't think he got scored on by a straight shot. They were all deflections. It was crazy. It was just how good he was. But that was a great trade by Nonis. Hats off to him. Demko, I think he can get there. He can be a Luongo one day.
See, Luongo was so good that when he let the really easy shot in the playoffs in Game 7, or it was elimination game, that little flipper from the blue line or whatever it was. We're like, whatever. It was just a bad. But just Luongo.
You got to remember, okay. Luongo was in the NHL for a while. He played with Florida, so he was experienced. Demko is still very young in terms of NHL experience. So him taking that next step this year to really take the crease, and that's his. He beat out Holtby.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will agree he has been a little streaky, but I think he was a lot better overall than a few bubble Demko performances.
Yeah, he was better than I thought he was going to be,
especially prior to the whole COVID outbreak. I mean, he was in the zone. He was looking like he could legit be a number one guy. Obviously, when we restarted after that, he was a little shaky, but he was affected by it, he says. So I think he's definitely our guy going forward. It's good that Holtby has played this well, especially down the stretch, because I think he will be a target of the Kraken in this summer's expansion draft.
And that's
Release the Kraken.
It's going to be awesome for the rivalry we're going to have with them, especially him coming from Vancouver and everything. That'd be awesome.
You guys reminded me my all-time favorite meme. We've talked about this before. It's the Dos Equis guy. So it's a Dos Equis guy, and they photoshopped Luongo's face on it, and he's like, "I don't always play like a bag of shit, but when I do, I prefer the playoffs."
Yeah,
man, that's the one knock that guy's got. No Stanley Cup ring.
Well, he did get a gold medal, and it was here, but no Stanley Cup ring.
No Stanley Cup ring. When you're Canadian and you're playing for that team, it's expected to win.
That is true.
Yeah, it's not the Stanley Cup's tougher, way tougher.
Luongo's next hope is as a GM, maybe for a Stanley Cup ring, right?
Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully here.
No,
hopefully here.
Another gold medal, isn't he? The Team Canada.
I know, but I'm talking about for his Stanley Cup.
Oh, you mean that's the way he's going?
Well, guys, I was just thinking, we always dog on the Canucks. We always are the laugh of the league, and we get our hopes up, with little streaks here and there. But how about this, new record for McDavid against the Canucks? Shortened season, what was it, about 56 games, I think the season is. And he scored or is on pace for over 100 points. He's already over 100 points. He's still got a couple more games left. But, breaking some of Gretzky's records kind of sucks against the Canucks. But
so listen to me.
That's so Canucks.
Yeah. What record did he break at Gretzky's?
Well, if it were like they're looking at on pace, if it was an 82 game
He
season,
would compete with that.
he would have
He would
competed with
competed with
Like he's
Gretzky's.
right now with his
with
pace
like
or getting to 100
200
points.
200 and something points.
Yeah, he's got like 105 something points. In
Have you guys like looked at
3
Gretzky's
games.
stats? They're
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you
That's
should.
all- well, that's
Well,
all.
it's
of that, of
more
course.
it's more about the conversation that he's doing something that hasn't been done since Gretzky and Lemieux.
No, he's
Oh, okay.
scoring. He's scoring at 1985 pace right now. That there's no denying it. But here's something that I do need to mention is that all these records, all these crazy records, they all get broken against the Canucks. All of them. What is up
That's
with
true.
that?
Gretzky's 2000s goal. Remember that
Yeah,
one?
he was with the Kings against the Canucks.
Yeah.
Of course, it was against the Canucks.
I had that hockey card with him. Stick straight up in the air.
that. Was it?
Yeah.
They slayed the dragon! It's a wonderful day for an exorcism. Mario Mandzukic pounced, and England are hurt! Touchdown Seahawks!
Ty, what do you think about the Seahawks? The schedule came out today. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's a super exciting day for Seahawk fans. Well, NFL fans in general, but especially us here at the West Coast Sports Junkies. But yeah, the schedule release was today, and there is a lot of fun things happening there. The Seahawks got 5 primetime games, which is about normal. I think 3 of them are at home. And as everyone knows, we have the best fans in sports. So the game that I'm looking forward to the most is actually the home opener in week 2 against the Tennessee Titans. How about you guys? Did you guys take a look at the schedule yet?
Yes, I did. I looked at the schedule, and you know what? I'm still kind of pondering. I want to see who's going to be the opposition quarterback in Green Bay when they play them. But anyways, Dan, go ahead.
Well, I think the number 1 pick, Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. Is that game at home or is it in Jacksonville day?
It's in Seattle. Jacksonville's playing.
Oh, boom. Okay. Well, again, if the borders open up and we're able to travel, that's definitely a sweet game to go and watch for sure.
Yeah, the reason go ahead, Mike.
No, I was
Tebow
gonna say-
mania.
I was just gonna say I'm just really happy that the schedule's out and that there's a possibility that we can actually go to games. So whether it's the home opener or anything, man, I don't care. I just want to get down there and I want to see the game live.
Yeah, the reason I'm most excited for the home opener is because we watched a full year of football with no 12s. Can you imagine how jacked up, even if it's limited numbers or whatever, those fans are going to be going crazy. I don't think that we will be able to get there for that one. It might be a little too soon. I hope so, but like I said, it's gonna be great to hear the 12s back at Lumen Field.
The 12s are
100%.
back in town.
Wow, there are some good odds on the Oilers, man. It's they're plus 1,600 right now.
So do it. Do it.
I put $50 on them. I win $800 if they wins. Ty, you got the same odds as me, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I did.
Sweet. Excited
Yeah,
for
but
that.
so the schedule came out, which is awesome, but the world has been buzzing about DK Metcalf's debut.
His
at,
Olympic debut?
his Olympic trials debut. He competed in a official U.S. track and field event down in I think it was close to San Francisco, Northern California. A lot of people didn't give him any chance of running any sort of good number, but the guy ran a 10.36, which is absolutely amazing for a 6'4", 240-pound wide receiver who hasn't trained track since high school. I think he did a little track.
It's lightning, brother. Lightning.
So where did he come? What was he like?
So there was 2 heats.
6th out of 12th or what was it?
In his heat, he came. It was. I think their camera was off because I watched it.
He came last.
They originally said he came 8 out of 9 in his heat, but officially, after it was all said and done, he came 9th out of 9 in his heat. So that's last in his heat, but he was 15th out of the 18 sprinters overall.
That's like me at Britannia Elementary School.
He was not the slowest guy. And keep in mind, these guys just train track. These are just professional sprinters. That's all they do.
And he was hanging in there for about 50 meters.
He doesn't have the form and the technique. I mean, we kind of talked about it last episode. I think they should have put Patrick Peterson with a football in front of him, running back one of Russ's pick sixes for a touchdown, and he probably would have won his heat. I think.
Yeah. And you hear all these like NFL stars chirping, like get out there and race him, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he got a lot more credit than the naysayers out there, but there was definitely some haters on Twitter and in our group of friends. Daniel, kind of being one of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, from my memory, and it wasn't too long ago, literally last week, we made a bet and for a shot. It wasn't best out of 2. It wasn't best out of 3. It wasn't,
it was. He wouldn't come last.
He came last. The
race 15th out of 18.
The race that I saw.
You know what? We don't have time to argue on air. So
no. We do have time.
Shot together.
We do have time. We have shots owed.
There is and that is, you are correct, Lovic. Tyler, you owe a shot.
You guys both just do a shot because you're stoops. Okay?
No, Mike, you have to do a shot too. That was kind of the agreement here. So
what? Why?
Because you're a Seahawks fan.
Whoa, I'll do 2 for that. Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
1 for me, 1 for my boys.
This is the Seahawks West Coast Sports Junkie podcast here. Okay, so
not the Tom Brady show.
I got representing the Mariners
Seahawks
today, baby.
Okay, so why don't we let's grab these shots.
Okay, so those shots owed. So
let's get it. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Oh, the Chichen Itza
right there. Oh, no, it's not Chichen Itza. It's Orahovac. Okay.
I thought you were giving the rest of that bottle of Thai.
I've been waiting.
You know what?
A month ago, you said that.
He actually. You know what? It's here. Let's. You want me to tell you what it is?
Probably has nuts in it.
Premium fruit liqueur made from green walnuts. Would you like some Thai?
Keep it.
So for those of you that don't know, Ty is extremely allergic to nuts, other than Mike's, but he's allergic to nuts. And last night, Mike gave him some nuts. Mike gave him some nuts, and what happened, Ty?
Oh, just a mild little reaction. It was just a little pesto drizzle on a pizza.
Which I had was on there, by the way.
No harm, no foul. I'm still here.
I
thought it was arugula and chicken on this pizza. Like I even looked at him like, okay, this is good. There's no nuts on this thing, whatever.
Yeah, but who would have thought that pesto would be such a, like, Mike, you and I, like, what's our association with pesto? Me and you, when the Halley Kings get out there and we get the Halley cheeks.
Yeah, I know. But pesto, I always associate. I thought it had to do with pistachio nuts.
No, pesto's
me too. It's
basil, Parmesan cheese, and pine nuts. Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't die, so I guess I can have pine nuts every now and then.
I would stay away from them.
You know what? The Halley cheeks that you would have with us if we went fishing, which may happen.
He doesn't eat seafood, man.
Oh yeah.
I might not eat anything Mike ever gives me again.
All right, let's pour these shots. I'm gonna pour mine now. Ty, what are you drinking for a shot tonight, my friend?
I'm drinking a Gava de Oro Anejo tequila from Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Who picks a tequila when you have choices?
This is really good tequila. You can see how dark it is. It's good.
Oh man, it's making me cringe.
Just in case anyone forgot, mine is Orahovac. It's a Maraska drink from Zadar. So yeah, it's really good.
Dan, what are you drinking?
Can't give this to you, Ty, because it's gone nuts. But anyway.
I'm continuing on with my debut from last week. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Tequila Terramana.
You know what?
You're really
Dan?
trying to get on his Instagram, huh?
So you
I'm trying to get us on his Instagram.
Dan, can you show that shot again, please? Can I see it, please? Show me the shot. Make a noise so that the camera zooms in on
Mike, what are you drinking?
Oh, no. I want to see Dan's shot. Dan, what is
It's
that?
in the camera.
Show the shot, Dan. Say hello.
Hello. This is the shot.
Is something wrong with your screen, Govik?
How come it's not full?
We're doing papitos.
No, we're not doing paquitos. Do you see mine? Mine's to the line.
I want to see
Cheers.
Mike's shot.
I'm doing a shot of the Kraken. You see it?
It doesn't look like a full shot.
That's why he uses a background. I like it. All right, cheers. Here we go.
Okay. Cheerio,
Cheers,
boys.
cheers.
Cheers.
And Goic, this is imported tequila. It's very hard to get in Canada. That's why I gotta, save the pores.
It's at all your local liquor stores.
Oh, fuck.
They sell out fast.
Okay, Dan. I need a chase here, so let's get into the second beer
Okay,
here from
perfect.
another beer co.
Perfect. Yeah. We got next up a cream ale. I'm gonna go in a little bit more of description of this beer for you guys and for our listeners. This is actually one of their top most selling beers at another beer co. So a cream ale, a frothy San Pellegrino's milkshakes and fruit smoothies. No,
Ooh, that's good.
that is not what the beer is, but it tastes it tastes like it. So cream ales, they come from the Oregon coast, and you know what? It looks like Ty's already needs some chase for that nasty tequila he had. How does it taste, Ty?
It's delicious, man. It's really good.
So look at the can. If you look at the can here, so that looks like Mike sitting on his blue chair at home. No? Watching the game? Look at that. Oh, now that's a beer. Huh?
The first
Yeah,
thing
it
I
reminds
noticed
me of
about
him.
this beer is I poured it into a glass. I was expecting like a dark, creamy looking beer, but it's
really good.
actually really light looking.
What do you guys think?
Let me have a sip since I'm still enjoying my Orajo. That's in the aroma.
Yeah, that's very nice. I like that better than the first one. Even though the first one was really good. Maybe it's just because this one's a little bit lighter. It's not as strong as the first one was.
Not as
I
hoppy.
could probably drink more of these, but yeah, I like it. It's really nice.
Yeah, this is the one we tried on their patio there earlier this week.
You don't think this one? You don't think this one's hoppy?
No, not at all. You?
Yeah.
Like you cracked the wrong one.
Well, it's the one with the guy sitting on the couch, right? The beer guy. That
The
one.
first one was
Yeah, you did.
hoppier than this one.
Yeah, I think the first one was a lot
Yeah.
hoppier.
I don't even taste any of that hoppiness in this. All right, now that the Canucks are golfing,
Oh well, actually, funny you mentioned that, Mr. Mike. So the Canucks, the Canucks actually today, which I forgot to mention in the Canucks report, they signed 2 Russian players.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm on
man.
Twitter all the time. I must have missed that.
You missed it.
Bure.
It's no, not Bure. That was April Fool's joke a couple years ago. They signed. Hold on, let me just get the names properly here. They signed Sumarov and Tioff.
when did you think of that one, Govik?
Last
You're
night,
sitting
buddy.
on that for a while. That is gold.
He thought of that and couldn't sleep. He's like, "Oh God, I can't wait! I can't wait!"
You had Mike all excited thinking we'd sign Russians.
Yeah, I thought
He was thinking maybe Trampkin changed his mind.
No.
we have that Podgovin or whatever. I thought you were
Podkolzin?
talking about
Podkolzin.
Yeah, I think you were talking about him.
No, Sumarov and Tioff. So Ty, why don't you tell us about some of the Tioffs that happened in the PGA?
Oh yeah, so it was an awesome weekend down at Quail Hollow in North Carolina, where Rory McIlroy returned to the winner's circle after a year and a half without a win. He had a solid final round on Sunday, nothing spectacular, but held off Keith Mitchell and a couple other couple of the guys that have been around for a while, and he struggled on 18. He hit a ball into there's a creek running up 18. He hit it into a hazard, and he had a terrible eye, something that Mike Danner and I would have on a regular Sunday. But
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't get to that point. You'd be by the red tees.
I think you'd be at the clubhouse drinking beer by this point. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so he had a long discussion, which was interesting because he was all mic'd up with his caddy. They decided to take relief, which he was allowed to, inside the red line. He hit an amazing shot just safely onto the green, and he two-putted for the win. And I was super pumped. He was super happy. It was on Mother's Day, and he really fed off the fans. So Rory admittedly talked about how he struggled with the lack of energy out there, right, during the COVID times where fans weren't allowed at events, and he feeds off that energy, the roars. He's kind of like Tiger in that sense. He needs the people, he needs that atmosphere to put on a show, and he delivered. It was awesome. I don't know did you guys see it on Sunday?
I did, yeah. I watched the whole Sunday. I recorded it and watched it Sunday night, and how good was it to see Rory back in the winner's circle, man? Yeah, he's definitely one of the most exciting golfers on tour. I remember seeing him at the U.S. Open with you, Ty, at Chambers Bay a few years back. I think it was 2015, 14 maybe. But you could you have Tiger, right, who has the massive crowds around him. Rory Mcilroy has just as big crowds around him and just as big a following around him.
100%.
Worldwide fame, amazing player. He had, he has it, and I think that it's great to see him back, and I hope to see him contending again for majors. One
of his knocks recently has been his struggles on Sunday. Hasn't been able to close the door because he's had some leads in tournaments, and he just kind of falls off the map and just doesn't play very well. But like I said, I'm hoping the fans back has re-energized him, and will keep him finishing and closing the deal on Sundays. And it's awesome because we're 2 weeks away from the PGA Championship. With him getting his confidence back up, he will definitely contend for that trophy.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw him going into Sunday with the lead, I thought the first thing that always pops into my head whenever Rory's in the lead going to Sunday is Augusta years back when he had an 8-stroke lead and he choked, man. Twice he choked at Augusta with the lead going into Sunday. So it is, it's definitely something he's got to overcome. Hopefully he has. And to see him going forward, pumping out some W's, that's what golf needs.
100%
him or Tiger coming back. You know what I mean? I think he's got the pizzazz right now.
Yeah, they moved the needle for sure. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was awesome with those crowds and him making those big putts and those shots. It was good stuff. Yeah. Happy to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Mr. Mike.
What up, dog?
Mr. Mike the Mariner. Mr. Mike the Mariner. What do we have with... We are live with the UFC. What do we got?
There's tons to talk about the UFC this week. So this Saturday, May 15th, we have UFC 262 going down at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas.
Is there fans?
Sold out in seconds.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's going to be a full crowd. Obviously, it's in Texas, man. They've had they had full crowds for the Blue Jays game when they went down there a month ago, or maybe longer than that. But so that's what's going down this weekend. Before we get into that, let's talk quickly about last week's UFC fight night. The last two cards in the main event, last two fights on the main event were Michelle Waterson, the karate hottie, versus Marina Rodriguez. And Ty and I were watching this fight, and we really wanted the karate hottie to win. It was our passion, or like a heart betting with our hearts.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Instead of our minds, but Marina Rodriguez took that W with a unanimous decision win, and she dominated the fight. She deserved it. She got it. The co-main event was Donald Cerrone, Cowboy, versus Alex Morano, and Morano, easy TKO'd him in the first round. And I think, I'm speaking for, I think for the Junkies here. We've seen enough of Donald Cerrone in the UFC.
Guys got to go.
Yeah,
Time to
he's fought
retire.
a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's been hit too many times, and I think he's just done. I mean, these are just money fights to him now, and you got to move on. See you later. I mean, hopefully he.
Yeah, even for his long-term health, like you can't keep getting knocked out like that.
And he's been paid. I mean, he fought Connor, right? So he's
for sure. Yeah, he's always stepped up on short notice. He's always delivered for the UFC. I'm sure he's been taken care of well. I hope. But like you were saying, I think it's time.
It's similar to like the Chuck Liddell holding on to his legacy. Once he started getting knocked out, like at that point, it's like right off in the sunset. Let us remember the good days. And Donald Cerrone, from what I remember, he was a guy, not a big, pay-per-view fighter, but when he was on the card, like it was like showtime, and it was fun to see.
You knew it was going to be a fight.
Exactly.
It wasn't going to be easy, but now it's turning out to be easy for the opponents, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, you just got to touch him when he drops. But I remember going to see him in Vancouver, and Ty, I was with you, I was with Mikey Tops, and Alan, and he was fighting Gaethje, and that was the main event, and a lot of I was going for Cowboy, a lot of people were going for Cowboy, and he didn't, and that's when he got knocked out real easy.
And that's when Gaethje was kind of coming up too.
Yeah, it's coming up, and I think Gaethje went and. I think after that he fought Ferguson, and then Ferguson title shot against Khabib, and then he lost against Khabib there. But he made Ferguson easy too.
And Cerrone was almost like a gatekeeper too, right? Like he was just kind of holding down that level, that next level. He no longer can be that.
Yeah, and
like
now you can just tell it's just a money fight to him. Like he doesn't care. It's kind of like, remember when Tyson was fighting and he was the king, and then afterwards it was like he's fighting all these no names, just Tyson, and he was losing to like nobodies. You know what I mean? Not to say that Alex Morano is a nobody,
not a no-namer,
but he's not.
He did what he needed to do as an up-and-coming fighter, trying to make a name for himself, right?
Exactly. So, anyways, I wish him well. I mean, I think
same here. He's been awesome for the sport, and like I said, think of all the last-minute fights he stepped up for too, right? He would always answer the call.
There's been some great fights that he's been in. I mean, there's some awesome fights that he's been in. I mean, I remember him fighting Nate Diaz, and Diaz got into his head and ended up winning that fight. And it was just because of the chirping, man. But it was he's been fun to watch for sure. Okay,
but I love that there's another UFC next weekend.
Oh yeah, pay-per-view coming up.
About that.
Yeah, this is fun times. I always get excited for these big events. I'm not too sure yet where I'm going to watch, what I'm going to do with those damn COVID restrictions going on. Probably just going to have to stay at home again and order on pay-per-view.
My Shaw bill has been skyrocketing over these COVID times. Like,
I know, man, it's crazy.
Pay-per-view after pay-per-view. But anyways,
although if you break it down, it's probably cheaper than going to the bar, I think, because
very true,
right?
Very true.
You have a meal. I
will agree with you there.
Beers, and you got to Uber home there, whatever, right? So I think it actually works out to be better.
For sure.
But, the first thing I want to talk about this Saturday night is the prelims. And Govik, you're going to be happy about this one.
Woo!
There's only one fight I really want to discuss in the prelims, and that is Andrea Lee versus Antonia Shevchenko. That's Valentina Shevchenko's sister.
Boom.
And they are fighting, and we have Lee, who is the underdog, but it's a really close fight. She's a plus 100. Shevchenko is a minus 130. We'll break it down a little bit for you. Shevchenko is 9-2 in MMA, and Lee is 11-5. Now, this fight's all Shevchenko, like her sister, world-class striker. She's tall. She's way taller than Lee. I think Lee might actually have a longer reach advantage than her. But Shevchenko, world-class striker, and you have Lee more rounded, and she's got the ground game, right? So the thing in this fight is going to be the ground game. Can Shevchenko, hold it off and keep it on her feet? Or the same thing is said about her sister too, that her sister doesn't have the ground game. We saw the last fight against Andrade that, Valentina does have ground game, took her down. She wasn't scared to go to the ground with this chick and dominated her and beat her, put her in a crucifix, done.
Here's what I'm gonna say. That's gonna be my shot bet for next week. Okay.
You know what, Ty?
Yeah.
I was just trying to draw him into this bet because I know it's a close fight. It's way
And this is
closer
a
than
coin flip. Normally he
way-
picks the 4-1 favorite.
it's way closer than Valentina's. Yeah. Okay, go on,
And actually,
Chris.
Mike, you were saying it was minus 130. I'm just on online right now. I just actually placed a small bet on Shevchenko, and it's down to minus 125.
Okay.
You
Actually,
never.
my pick is Shevchenko. I think that she's gonna take this fight. I think she's gonna be able. I think she's like her sister, and she trains with her sister.
Oh,
She's
100%.
there. And that I think they're better than people give them credit for on the ground. So, yeah, I'm taking her 100% in this fight.
How much of it do you think the odds are favoring her name in this close of a fight? Do you think
In my mind,
It's big. Look at what happened to Chris here.
no, big time.
Actually, a lot of analysts, if you look up their reports, are not
Yep.
going for Shevchenko. They're going
Well,
for.
you know
for
what?
Lee.
This analyst right here is going for Shevchenko, and you know what? It'll happen, and you will see. Ty, you're gonna drink your fucking tequila next week.
Who said I'm
Okay.
betting against you?
You
I just told
definitely
you
are.
I bet on Shevchenko.
Yeah, but he apparently we're doing another shot bet, and he's
Okay, I'll take the other side, Chris.
Okay, you're on. You are on.
Andrea Lee.
You don't mess with the Eastern
Yeah,
European
Lee.
ladies, okay? Strong like bull, okay? You don't mess with them.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mike, what do we got going on
very
the
good.
main card on the pay-per-view?
Yeah, so the main card, actually, all these fights are fairly close, fairly evenly matched. We have Matt Schnell versus Rogerio Butorin. And we have Matt Schnell, who's won 5 of his last 6 fights. He comes in at a minus 160 favorite over Rogerio.
Yep.
It was a plus 135 bantamweight belt. Rogerio's strictly a grappler. That's all he does. Where I'd say Schnell is more of a well-rounded fighter. And that's the card, the bout that's going to kick off the main card. I'm going to go with Schnell on this fight. I just think that just being the more well-rounded. I mean, you got to have more than just a grappling game these days to be fighters in the UFC. That's
For
where
sure.
I'm going with that one. So he's a minus 160, taking the favorite. Probably won't bet it straight up. I'll probably put it in with a parlay somewhere. Second fight, we got Shane Burgos versus Edson Barbosa. So Barbosa is a name that you'll probably recognize. Who
Been around forever.
He's a veteran's been around for more than a decade. He's an underdog in this fight, but it's close. He's a plus 110. Currently featherweight belt. And we have Shane, who is a minus 130 favorite. Shane's on a 3-fight win streak. He's 13-2 in the octagon. I'm going with my sort of theory that you guys have seen, the last few times we've done this. The younger fighter who's 30, Barbosa's 35.
Yeah, I'm going with Burgos as well.
Yeah, I'm going with Shane this one. I'm going with him to end the fight too. So I think he's going to finish that one in within 3 rounds.
But like you touched on, Mike, I can't remember the last time I've seen the odds this close on essentially every fight on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
tough to
insane.
pick them when it's like this. You gotta. It makes it more interesting when you're just picking winners, right? So
For sure.
it's better. Well, it's tougher to if you can pull a parlay out of this week. Yeah,
Paid out a
you-
lot better
yeah,
than most weeks.
You're doing pretty good, man.
Break
For
a
sure.
leg, boys. Break a leg on those bets. Okay.
Yeah. The next bout we got female flyweight, Caitlin
Chukagian.
Chukagian. Yeah, thank you, Ty. Man, I was like, all day, I'm like, how am I going to pronounce his name?
You having a hard time there,
But
Mikey?
like, I remember seeing her fight. So let's see. We have, I'm going to call her Caitlin. Caitlin versus Vivian
Arajo.
Araujo. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Caitlin coming in at the favorite minus 135. Araujo's a plus 115. Very close fight. Caitlin, former title contender, lost to Shevchenko, Valentina Shevchenko,
Boom.
in the 3rd round by a technical knockout. Okay. We have Vivian, who has, since she's dropped down to flyweight, she's been 3-1 in the UFC. So my pick in this fight is going. I mean, I saw Caitlin fight Shevchenko. I thought she looked fantastic. She got caught. I'm going with Caitlin in this fight. I think she's going to take it. I think she's going to finish her too.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
I don't know. I'm a little worried that we
have to go 3 rounds with Shevchenko, right, Goek?
It sure is. Especially
Mike, I'm a little worried that we like
strong
a lot of the
bull.
same fighters here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well,
typically, if you jump on his bandwagon or in his boat, it sinks.
No, man. UFC. This guy knows his stuff.
Okay, co-main event of the evening. Benel Dariush versus Tony Ferguson. Quite surprising to me that Dariush is the favorite at minus 165 against Tony Ferguson, who has, well, I can't remember him losing 2 fights.
Dominant. Like other
dominant
than
UFC. However, I think he's on a 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
He lost,
albeit against 2 very good opponents. Yeah.
Gaethje, who dominated him, and then he lost to Carlos Oliveira, who's fighting the main card.
Yeah.
Who dominated his ass as well. So now the question is Ferguson on his way out? Like we're talking about Cerrone, is that what's happening to him? Is he lost his passion? Ferguson's been dodged by Khabib, I think, for 5 years.
Yep.
I think they dropped out 5 fights that they had arranged together. I mean, I don't know, but you have this Dariush who's ranked 9th in the world for the in the lightweight division, up against Ferguson, who I think is ranked 2 or 3. Like he's up there. Yeah.
It was really surprising for me as well to see those odds.
Yeah, so you have Dariush 6-fight win streak. You have Ferguson 2-fight lose streak, and look at the guys he's lost to. Gaethje, that was a fantastic fight, and he showed some heart, man. Like,
yeah,
you remember Ferguson in that fight would not give up. The ref finally stepped in there. I think it was in the 5th round or something like that.
Messed up though.
Yeah,
he just ate shot after shot.
Ferguson, the former intern champion, and his last loss was to Charles Oliveira, who's fighting in the main card of this event. So, I mean, it's a tough one to pick. This one, the thing is, I'm actually picking Dariush to win this fight. I think that when you see these fighters sort of lose that desire to win, that
when they get to that stage of their career,
yeah,
like
exactly,
like we were just talking about Dan, right, with Cerrone.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's perfect segue into this fight. I mean, Ferguson, what isn't he called, the Boogeyman?
Yep.
Yeah,
El Kukui.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's had a couple of losses. I don't know. But Mike, let me ask you this, and maybe this could be something that Ty and Govik would like to jump on. You seem a little hesitant. I don't know. You're looking at and I just had to pull up the stats here for the betting odds. You said it very close. You seem a little hesitant. I think you're leaning towards giving the Boogeyman another chance, but you're scared off with his losses. So how about this? Me and Ty against, and my buddy Ty, he's always with me. Me and Ty against you and Govik.
Yeah.
These last 2 fights.
Okay.
You pick this fight. Me and Ty pick the championship fight. Loser does a shot for each live on next week's broadcast.
Deal.
Oh boy.
No. I would say you guys get to pick this fight. I think this is more of a coin flip than the next fight to me. So that's what I would like to do. Govik, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I'm good.
Okay, Ty, let me consult. Let's quickly here, Ty. Who do you like? I'll go with you. You think the Boogeyman is going to go lose 3 in a row?
Well, just because I like the odds and I'm going to be betting based on the odds, I'm going to go with the Boogeyman. I mean, this is his last hurrah. I mean, if he loses this, he's tumbling down the rankings. He's not going to be on pay-per-views like this late on a pay-per-view card. He might start it off, but I think this is a very important fight for him, and I think he's going to fight that way. Boom. So we'll take the Boogeyman on this one.
Put that in your book Mike,
Cool, buddy.
Oh fuck.
You know what? You guys just walked
Dan
in my
and
trap.
Ty.
'cause
Dan
I was
and
going.
Ty.
I was going with Darius anyways in this fight.
No, I know you were. I know you were. So, Mike, that leads us into the. Tell us a little bit about the main event here.
Okay, the main event of the evening for the lightweight championship of the world. We have Charles Oliveira, who we just touched on his last fight. He dominated Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. You guys probably don't know who the hell that guy is.
Nope.
But I do know who this guy is. Okay, so Michael Chandler comes in at as a little underdog at plus 110. We have Charles Oliveira, who is a favorite at minus 130. We'll break it down a little bit for you. Oliveira is the all-time leader in submissions for the UFC. He's riding an 8-fight win streak. He dominated Tony Ferguson, who is considered to be a tough opponent. And he's coming into this fight looking really, really good. I've watched the whole lead up going into it. Yeah, He looks great. The problem I see is he's fighting Michael Chandler, who is a champion. This guy is a 3-time lightweight champion in Bellator MMA. He came over to the UFC, I believe it was in February. He had one fight. And actually, in this one fight, I knew who he was. I knew he was the old champ from Bellator. And
you saved me some money.
Yeah, he left there.
On that fight,
Ty and I were talking. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to bet this next fight. I'm betting on the other guy. I don't even know who it was. It was like Hook or Hoof or Hoon or something like that."
Yeah, I think it was Hooker.
And he was Hooker, and he was the favorite. And I said, "Don't do that. Take this guy. This guy's a champion." Knocked him out in the first round. This guy's got power. He's got endurance. He's quick. This guy has it all, and he's young and he's ready to go. I think he wants to test himself. He wants to be the champion in the UFC. That's why he came here. He vacated the belt over at Bellator. I cannot see him losing this fight. I mean, Oliveira has the set pace that he could fight 10 rounds at this set pace. But Michael Chandler has the
he'll bring
power,
it to him a little bit.
and he's going to bring it. And if you can get I haven't seen Chandler go deep into fights, but if you see it going 3-4 rounds, but you got to get through those first few rounds. And if he tags him, he's done with. I'm taking Chandler to win this within the fight, within 5 rounds.
Good stuff. Yeah. And so you got the second leg of the bet there. So looks like we're riding with Charles Oliveira.
Go back. You okay with that? We got the favorite in the co-main, and we got the underdog in the main.
That works out to be fair. And I agree with a lot of what you said
I'm
there.
Good with that. I'm good with that.
In terms of Chandler, I had no idea who he was prior to his last fight. And like you just talked about, and I said, you saved me a little money there. I switched my bet and bet on Chandler, and he was super impressive. But you know what?
Think about it. He came in, had
Oliveira has been around for a long time, and he has been very impressive. Like he has, like we just were talking about, he dominated El Kukui there, Tony Ferguson. And I think he's ready to grab that belt that's available.
Yeah, that's for sure. He has been around for a while. He's 30-8. It's Oliveira. Yeah. And Chandler is 22-5.
Okay. Yeah.
In MMA. So yeah, I mean, it should be exciting weekend. Chandler, yeah, he lived up to the hype in his debut in the UFC. This is his second fight in the UFC, and he's getting a title shot. So yeah, we and this division. I mean, this division's stacked. So there's no. They're not. There's no shortage of competition there. So yeah, it should be good to see.
For sure, it's gonna be a fun weekend of fights.
Well, it's just got even more fun for me because I love when I already beat Ty last week, so I'm 1-0 for my shot bets, and now I'm looking forward to being
that's an asterisk beside that, but
3-0 after I beat you two. So yeah, awesome.
You know what? It's not happening.
But as you guys are talking about the UFC, I don't know if you saw the post. I think Ty sent it earlier about ESPN's the top 10 athletes in terms of earnings, cash earnings, not just including contracts, but everything. But Conor McGregor, number 1 MMA fighter, 180 million in 1 year.
Because you idiots keep buying his whiskey.
Trav and I almost finished that last weekend. I won't be buying another bottle. But it's the
bought
Forbes
his
list.
I bought his workout video. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, that's pretty.
No,
What?
man. He's got one. I think.
Oh man, don't tell me that you did that.
No, dude. If I was gonna buy a workout video, it'd be Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz.
Super impressive to see Connor on that list, though.
It is, yeah.
At the top of the list, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, all of it came from like Govik said,
majority of it, not all
our favorite drink of choice, his whiskey. But give him
That's
props.
not our favorite drink of. That's your favorite drink of. Okay, when I'm talking whiskey, I'm talking Jameson. That's something that I like. I like proper fucking whatever it's called.
Well, I figured you guys
Proper
being
I don't like any of the above.
Guys,
Any of the above. No,
I figure you guys being Seahawks fans and it's anything with a 12 in it, you guys are all jumping on that. So
no.
Boom.
Anyways, he sold his whiskey brand for a bunch of boatloads of money, and he jumped up into the rankings. But it was interesting to see Dak Prescott at 4th. The guy didn't even play. But all that guaranteed money, Dak Prescott.
Conor McGregor came in first at 180 million. Second is Lionel Messi at 130 million.
My boy.
Yeah,
the
shut
talent
up.
right there, baby.
Shut your mouth. This is 2021. Cristiano Ronaldo came in at 120.
2021.
Dak Prescott came in at 4th for 107.5 million. LeBron James at 5th for 96.5 million. Neymar came in at 95, and Roger Federer, came in next at 90 million. Roger Federer.
Wow.
The guy's huge worldwide, man.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
So many endorsements.
Isn't he kind of done though?
No, you know what?
Yeah, but the thing is that these guys, their endorsements are more than like Roger Federer. It comes from his like Rolex.
So let me ask you this:
watch.
Wouldn't you think then? Oh, this is of current athletes today, because I think Michael Jordan would still be on that list.
Hold on. Here,
right?
He
this
would.
is
This
relevant.
is current.
Tiger Woods.
Listen,
Tiger Woods. Oh, maybe
this is relevant. This is relevant.
On that fucking list.
This is relevant to the podcast. This next one, Lewis Hamilton of F1, 82 million. After that, Tom Brady of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for $76 million.
Attaboy, Tommy boy.
Attaboy, Tommy boy. That's correct. And then Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets at $75 million.
Fuck.
Notice something. There are no baseball players. There are no hockey players.
It's true.
It's the endorsements.
It's the It's soccer.
But
UFC,
I gotta say
which is
even F1. It's worldwide.
Yeah, those sports are more worldwide, which I can see why they're making more money.
Dirty time.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez. We are live here on the West Coast Sports Junkies podcast. And what a great week it has been. I personally have been off, enjoying this beautiful weather in Vancouver, trying out some local breweries, and came up with a couple of beers that were featured on the show tonight. But you know what? Let us get down and dirty with our first topic. And you know what? We're going to try something new here tonight. A little surprise for everyone. A little intro to our first topic. Tim Tebow is back in the NFL, signed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kneeling man, praise the Lord. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of unhappy people, mixed emotions happening right now. We have Colin Kaepernick, who couldn't get signed if his life depended on him. Tim Tebow had probably maybe, half of a good season, when he did play, I think 5 years ago. Then he went into baseball. I think it was like Angels in the outfield. He was playing baseball. Now, suddenly out of nowhere, his college coach is now the head coach in Jacksonville. Must have met up on the beaches in Florida, and suddenly he's a tight end now. And there you have it. Tim Tebow is signed a 1-year deal as a tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know. A lot of people hating, but you know what? There seems to be a lot of hating going on with Aaron Rodgers. You know what? He's still not wanting to play. Some of the insiders of the Green Bay Packers are saying Brett Favre has come out and said, he's going to play. You know what? It's not as big as everyone's making out to be. Devontae Adams, their number one receiver, has basically said, if Rodgers doesn't play, I'm finding another team. So you know what? Definitely a lot of stuff going to be happening in this offseason. Looking forward to it. The draft is done. Ba, 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 ba. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to our next topic. Speaking about dirty, and this is something that, you know what? This is not something that we really talk about on the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez, but who is that horse that ran this past weekend in the Kentucky Derby? Medina Spring, Medina Spirit. I don't know it doesn't even really matter what the name is because I don't follow any type of horse racing, but I know a cheater when I hear it. And the word from the Kentucky Derby is that horse has been juicing something. And didn't this trainer, he's already been investigated for something. All I got to say is, nothing but cheaters. Even the horses are now cheating. Let us start making some real, original, traditional sports talk. And come on, even the horses are now cheating. Ba, 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 ba. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Dirty Talk with Dan Nandez. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, Dan Nandez21. As always, stay dirty.
Dirty time. Danny boy.
Oh, where do we begin? with that
Yeah,
one?
where do we
That
begin?
was dirty, man.
You're calling out horses, man.
Yeah.
Not only the pro
dirty.
athletes, now you're getting into the animals.
No one is off limits, guys. I don't care if it's baseball, football, soccer, golf, table tennis, or even horses.
Hey, Ty and I both won money on that horse.
Yeah.
You should be giving
Yeah,
it back.
shut up.
You should
Oh,
be
yeah,
revoked.
give me
there,
it back.
Dan.
You should be revoked.
Come
Exactly.
on.
But let me say this, Dan. You're giving Medina Spirit shit.
Oh, that was his name was? Okay.
Didn't do anything. Just ran his race. Doesn't know what's being injected into him. If you want to call someone out, call out Bob Baffert.
Bob, the trainer. No, call out fucking the horse, man.
Yeah.
A fucking horse.
He knew what he was
Fuck's
doing.
sakes. Yeah, he
No,
totally knew.
No one's
So
betting on the little jockey.
So Bob
No one knows
Baffert did
his
an
name.
interview about this, and the horse developed a little rash somewhere near its rear end. Okay.
This is like the Lance Armstrong story.
Listen. Okay, and I believe every
Cortisone on the rash.
hey, that is what happened. I believe every word of what Bob Baffert said too. So the trainer gave him an ointment to put on the affected area.
Yeah.
And
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, that's right.
He forgot to mention the EPO injections he's been giving this horse.
apparently
the last,
there was a
couple
substance in this ointment
Uh-huh.
that got into the skin, into the bloodstream, and that is what was flagged. The test.
Oh, is that right? Is that
That's
right?
what it comes from the trainer's mouth. So
Of course, it comes to the trainer's mouth.
I don't know, man. You know, we were
The
talking
horse.
last. We were talking
You
last
can-
week.
we
that
couldn't get a
Baffert's
quote
the
from the
GOAT.
horse about
Well,
this.
it wasn't from the horse's mouth. Is that what you're trying to say?
It was from the horse's ass.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
But yeah, I was just saying last week we were talking about how Baffert's for sure is the goat of this sport, and then this stuff comes out, and people are telling me like, no wonder why he's got so many Kentucky Derby winners, so many Preakness winners and Belmont winners. It's because he's doping all the horses up. So it's kind of ruined, like Chris says. Once the story breaks, it kind of ruins your reputation immediately.
For sure. You know what? This reminds me a lot of Tom Brady and the Deflategate incident.
Oh, God.
The deflated footballs, and it's similar stuff, guys.
God.
It reminds me of Lance Armstrong story.
Yeah, more Lance Armstrong than Tom Brady.
Lance Armstrong's not like a horse. Come on.
Well,
Yeah, he is
kinda,
like a horse,
when you're racing, right? And he's getting doped up by some doctors that are like, "This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do to be great." Blah blah.
Oh, here's the blood transfusion quickly before you get tested. Here you go.
Yeah, let's put some like clean blood in there. That's not.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
whatever.
the truth will come out here in the next race, which is this weekend. It's the Preakness, and Medina Spirit has been allowed to race in it, but they will be tested prior to the race to look for anything similar. That
It's this
was
weekend
flagged.
coming up.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gonna be a moment.
Well, you know what, Ty? After your golf game and being shot up by the Pfizer, you should be tested because 88 or an 83 back to back.
Excuse you.
88.
Sure,
80 it was
78,
85.
78 with me at
Whatever in the 80s.
Guildford.
Something you definitely testing positive for something.
Yeah, I know Trav was actually trying to get me flagged on that. But
Is Trav alive?
yeah, he's okay.
He's okay after his FIFA or NHL night that you guys had there.
I beat him up.
Yeah,
I beat him up. It was good. But dirty time. Tim Tebow. That was a shocker. Here, and he's back.
Tight end.
He's playing tight end, signed to tight end 1 year.
The weird thing is, he could have done this. He could have did this 3-4 years ago and not played QB, converted to tight end, and he'd still be in the league. He wouldn't have left. I personally don't think he will make the team. Like, he's been signed. It's not guaranteed. So he's going to go to training camp and they'll see what he has. What do you guys think? You think he'll make the team as a tight end?
Agree with you 100%, Ty. I do not think he's going to make the team. I think it's a good, story right now, publicity stunt,
Good PR move.
But end of the day, you got to produce. There's not many tight ends out there, and there's some really good tight ends out there.
I thought he
what
was.
I mean?
I thought he was going to come play in the CFL. Tim Tebow.
Well, he actually played minor league baseball for a couple of years after he was cut from the NFL, and lately he has been broadcasting. So I mean, the guy's been out of football for years.
Yeah, and he's 33.
It's going to be tough for
old,
him to step back in there and produce. So,
Well, whatever.
I don't think it's going to happen. But
You know what? All the best to him.
We'll see what happens.
Let him try. All the best to him. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's a good guy too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he deserved a better chance at the NFL as QB for Denver.
He sucked.
He had his chance.
He didn't need. It doesn't matter how many chances he had.
He couldn't throw the ball.
He was not a quarterback. What he should have done was become a tight end when he went to the Jets.
Wasn't it the Denver Broncos? Was it a playoff game or
It was a playoff game. It was a
a playoff
playoff
He
game.
beat the Steelers.
He beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Huge.
It was huge.
Huge win.
That's why he's still famous today. That's why
the
we're
only
talking
reason.
about his name
Only
today.
reason.
Because of that one.
But
Yeah.
the
damn
guy
game.
Here. Let me
can't
ask
complete
you
a pass.
Let me ask you a question. Who would you rather have for the Broncos? Would you rather have Tim Tebow or Jake Plummer?
Tebow.
I'd rather have John Elway,
No.
who's
Yeah.
56 years old.
Elway,
Peyton
man.
Manning. Peyton Manning.
No, that's not the
Elway
question.
should have played baseballs.
I would say
That's
neither
not
then.
the
There's
question.
no right answer.
No, you tell me
I'd say
who
neither.
if you had a choice A, Tim Tebow, choice B, Jake Plummer. Who would you
I'd take
take?
Tebow. I'd take Tebow.
That's exactly right. You would take Tebow. Exactly.
Well, what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I'm just
Denver's
trying to
got a
prove it.
QB.
I'm just trying to prove a point here.
He's going in as tight end. So
Yeah.
would you rather
doesn't have
have Tim Tebow or would you rather have, like Gronk?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson. I'd rather have Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, yeah, 100%.
He's a Super Bowl champion.
At this.
Tight
Okay. Okay, you got me there. You got me there.
And yeah, the Aaron Rodgers situation. It sounds a whole lot like the Russell Wilson story, except there's a lot of other players.
They signed a quarterback today.
They
They
signed
signed
QB.
Bortles.
Blake Bortles.
Yep, Blake Bortles, who actually keeping on the Jacksonville train here, released from Jacksonville, and I don't know if he was even signed last year. Maybe he was.
That signing doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
Because they have Jordan Love as their backup.
Exactly. So it's just another slap in the face, not only to Rodgers. I mean, you might as well slap him 3 times, but now it's even a slap in the face to Jordan Love.
What do you guys say? Do you guys think Rodgers is going to play for Green Bay this coming season?
No, I think Rodgers is going to be a Dallas Cowboy.
I'll bet you that.
No.
What will you bet me?
Anything you want.
What if it happens, man?
They just signed Prescott.
We just talked about Prescott's $64 million
ever.
guaranteed money. But anyways,
Hey, Rodgers is going to be. I would bet anything you guys want to bet. If you want to do shots, you're going to put a bit of money on it, whatever. He's going to be a Green Bay Packer come snap one in August in September.
I'll bet you 5 shots on air that is not the case.
Sure.
Okay? Deal. If Rodgers ends up with the Packers, 5 shots I will drink right here, one after the other
And I get to pick them. It's not going to be your plum juice.
Whatever, man. I'm confident.
well, it's going to be a fun summer to see how this plays out. And now I'm even more excited because I really want to see Govik do 5 shots on air.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rodgers takes over for Trebek before he remains with the Packers right now.
And let's reiterate. Govik said one after the other. Not over a 2-hour recording. Boom,
boy.
boom, 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 boom.
That'll be a fun episode.
That'll be the first thing. We're not going to go into the beer. We're going to go straight into the shots. Okay. And
right.
You know what? If Rodgers ends up, with the Broncos or with the Cowboys or wherever he's going to end up, that means that Mike has to do 5 shots in a row.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The Broncos are a much likelier destination than
than the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys are the most least likely
it's
scenario
not
in
possible.
the NFL for that to happen.
But yeah, the Broncos are rumored to be the front runner if there was a move to be made. So
Yeah.
we'll see how she plays out.
All right. That was our show for tonight. A great show. Always some good content. That was, that dirty talk was pretty dirty. Always good. Always good to hear from Dirty Dan. Always good to hear from Mike and Ty and myself as well. Some great content this week. Like we said before, Canucks are done. Thank you, Jim. Hashtag thank you, Jim. I mean, it is what it is. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you could reach us via email at westcoastsportjunkies@gmail.com, on Twitter at westcoastsport9, and on Instagram at west_coast_sports_junkies. Also, if you got some time, check out our website at westcoastsportjunkies.ca. You can take a look and see what we're all about there. Please register when you have a moment. Gentlemen, it's been a great show, and we will talk to you next week. Ty?
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Another great episode. Daniel, thank you for picking up the beer. Make sure you guys check out Another Beer Co. in New West in the Sapperton area, just off Brunette. Mike.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. This is some good beers for sure. Thanks for grabbing them, Dan. And again, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. We are also on YouTube. We're going to be posting these videos live now with our faces in them. So check those out. And good seeing you guys. We'll see you next week, Dan.
Thanks so much, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the beer. I'm not going to lie. I look forward to finally having ice in my glass. I've been waiting to practice the last 2 weeks. But next week I'll have ice in my glass. But you know what? Check us out. Our website has gone live. westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. Look at our summaries, look at our photos. We're getting them up, and continue to see more things coming up.
Goodbye.